Hello, 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 and welcome to another edition of the Brian Colletto Show here on YouTube, live on my YouTube channel. And um, this is the last Monday of November 2023, and my first show in 2 weeks. I didn't do last week because of the Thanksgiving holiday, and I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. So, tonight I wanted to touch upon a story that I just read and um, offer up some other thoughts with that as well. So, I was reading about a CEO on the autism spectrum who I don't know personally, but her name is Heather Florio. She is a CEO and a mother of two, and a late diagnosis in her early 40s. It's public out there. And I was reading this story and I feel inspired, although what she's a CEO in is not something I would work in. But I have a lot of um, admiration based on the fact that she is a CEO. And despite all of that, she still does struggle in certain situations um, in terms of communication with people, even as the leader. And and so I can personally see myself in those shoes sometimes myself, where I find it hard to figure out what the right thing to say is, or figure out how to help somebody or an organization or whatever it is. And I also know that there are a lot of late autism diagnoses, especially among women, because men are, I believe, 3 times more likely to be diagnosed than women are. Although I did read that 85% of women who get diagnosed say that it's a great relief when they do. And in this CEO's case, it was a relief. Now, if you know my story, I was actually diagnosed as a kid. And I personally didn't know until high school when filling out some forms. But over the years, it made sense to me. I did appreciate, however, being told I learned differently before I knew what autism is. I appreciate that now. Going through those storms was definitely tough, and I know in that CEO's case, she struggled with some of the same things that I struggled with in school, between friendships and saying the wrong thing to people, um, and masking. So, in saying this, I just wanted to take a moment. I shouldn't say just, but I wanted to take a moment to reinforce that anything is possible when you're dealing with autism. And some people can get right to the top and run their own thing. and still have their communication challenges. So just because somebody's a boss doesn't mean that they are not flawed. They they have their own flaws. Some of them are more willing to admit it than others, and certainly those who are open about their autism are willing to admit that. Um, so again, but I don't know her whole journey of how she became a CEO or what storms she went through just to get to that point. The only thing I know is that I know that whatever it was a battle. I go through my own battles, being the best at what I'm good at. But I know that one day I'll get there, and one day all of us will get there. And I also know that for people on the spectrum who have other challenges or simply their autism challenges are greater than those who are considered mild, like myself, they really have challenges and it's more noticeable. So, as I always say, please be patient with people. You don't always know until you're told. And even then, when you're told, you should have some patience. Now, since the last show that I did here, I haven't had too much going on. I did have Thanksgiving as I'm in the US. And just a simple get together with a few relatives on Thanksgiving. And that was that. And besides that, the week before, there were a couple of small networking events that I went to. Nothing really grand, but a good time was had at both. And even the week of Thanksgiving, well, it wasn't a networking event, but it was a Friendsgiving with one of my networking groups. And that was pretty fun as well. So, um, that's all I've got tonight. And until the next time that I do a show, which may or may not be next week, I send love, light, blessings, and peace.